that interview, we did hear that the main engine gimbal checkout was completed. So now we're focused on the operations with Nova Control. For folks at home, we are listening into the live channel there.
That's right. A lot's happening in Nova Control. We're going to be hearing these status calls periodically as we follow the flight control teams that are monitoring Nova C's descent towards the lunar surface. A lot's happening, Josh. Of course, we have this 11-minute burn. We're focused on the propulsion elements of this PDI. At the same time, the spacecraft is oriented in such a way that it can use a technology called terrain relative navigation to scan the environment along the way. What's happening there?
Right, so we know that we needed terrain relative navigation then when we were descending and coming down to the lunar surface. Now, this involves two pieces. You have a camera and you also have a laser rangefinder. At the top of the show, we started talking about, hey, the laser rangefinder that Intuitive Machines put on Nova C, it's not operating. We made the decision for flight controllers to utilize two of the laser beams from NASA's NDL payload, make the software patches required to reassign those lasers into the TRN and HRN cameras in order to give us an opportunity to land on the south pole of the moon today. Gary, is quite the feat and challenge overcome in just about 2 hours because we elected to delay that orbit and go into another orbit. That's why the show was a little bit later. It appears to be paying out. The last call-outs that we heard, Gary, we're talking about beginning processing optical images, and that was nominal. The last time we heard that was just about 20 minutes ago.
The status checkouts of these critical systems are essential to understanding the performance. The folks you see now on your view, this is Nova Control. They're monitoring every step, all the data coming from Nova C ahead of PDI, which is scheduled just a little bit after 5:11 p.m. Central Time. Exactly what are these folks looking at, Josh?
Well, right now everyone's looking at their assigned screens, and all of them are tailor-made. Generally, there's a few who are looking at the same type of screen, but they're tailor-made for their task. You have Spark looking at electronics, things like how hot are the electronics. Payloads are monitoring different parts and pieces.
5 degrees to burn attitude.
5 degrees left until burn attitude. The vehicle's still getting ready for this PDI ignition, which we expect here in just about 2 minutes, Gary, two minutes. So everyone's looking at their screens and doing their respective jobs and reporting up into the mission director, while the activity director is keeping in touch with everybody and making sure we're putting this whole thing together.
Press started.
There's a call for tank press started. Just a little bit before that, Gary, we did hear that they were working on the cryo fill. So these are all steps that are leading towards PDI, powered descent initiation. We expect that to take about 11 minutes, where we're slowing Nova C's velocity approximately 1,800 meters per second, and that's required to get this lunar landing opportunity in just a few minutes.
90 seconds to take.
Propellant tanks at flight pressure.
All right, 90 seconds until we begin that propulsive maneuver. Again, power descent initiation is about a 10 or 11-minute burn that will slow the spacecraft's descent. A lot's going to happen after that 10 minutes, Josh. This is a single continuous burn. After that, we're going to see a lot of events in rapid succession: pitch over, vertical, and terminal descent.
And we just heard another call out from the prop console saying that feed line prep is complete. What that means is Nova C's propulsion system, that mixture of liquid methane and liquid oxygen, that feed line is prepped, getting ready to go into an injector to blend those two propellants, and the propellant and the oxidizer, and have ignition of PDI. We're tracking that in just under a minute, Gary.
Converging on burn attitude.
Lander is getting into the correct attitude required.
Feed line prep complete, both sides.
Another call for feed line prep complete for liquid methane and liquid oxygen in preparation for this PDI burn.
"15 seconds, exec mode."
15 seconds to exec mode. We're tracking a little less than a minute, though, until the time of ignition for power descent initiation.